Welcome back to section 7.7. In example 3, we have an investment problem, which says that Jen invested $6,300. She put part of it in a 10% account and the other part in a 7% account. After 1 year, the two accounts yielded a total of $534. That's the amount of interest that it earned in a year. How much did she invest at each rate? So the first thing I'm going to do is define some variables on this one. So I want to know how much did she invest at the 10% rate and how much did she invest at the 7% rate. And there's not really easy variables, so we'll just use x and y. So I'm going to say x is the amount that she invested at the 10% rate, and I'm going to use y to represent the amount that she invested at the 7% rate. Let's see, the first thing that says is that Jen invested $6,300, so that gives me a total dollar amount, which means that these two dollar amounts added together, those two amounts, x plus y, should equal $6,300. Then we have lots of information about the accounts and the interest. So then we're going to have an interest equation that involves all of that information. So the interest is principal times rate times time. So since it's just 1 year, we're multiplying everything by 1. So essentially what's going to happen is for the interest in the 10% account, we're going to do that rate, which is 10%, times the amount that was invested at the 10%, which is x. For the amount of interest that we get from the 7% account, we're going to do the rate, which is 7%, times the amount that was invested there, which we'll say is y. And then the total amount of interest, which means that we're going to add those interests together, is equal to $534. So now we have two equations set up with two variables. I think this looks like a good time to use some substitution. So I'll use that first equation, x plus y equals 6,300. And how about I subtract y from both sides to get x by itself? So x equals 6,300 minus y. Then I can substitute this in here where there's an x. So then I have just one variable in my one equation. 10% as a decimal is 0.1. For the x, I'm going to substitute 6,300 minus y. 7% as a decimal is 0.07, and that's multiplied by y and equals 534. So now I have one variable with one equation, which is a lot easier to solve. To solve from here, I'll distribute. So 0.1 times 6,300 is 630. 0.1 times y is 0.1y. 0.7 times y is 0.07, that's important, is 0.07y, and it equals 534. Let's see, from here, let's go ahead and subtract 630 from both sides. That'll cancel. 534 minus 630 is negative 96. And I can combine like terms over here. Negative 0.1 plus positive 0.07 would be negative 0.03 y. And then if I divide both sides by negative 0.03, I'll get y equals 3,200. Whenever you're at this point, it's always good to just double check, what did I just solve and what did I get? Now does it relate to the problem? So if I go back up here, y was the amount invested at 7%. So I know that $3,200 was invested at 7% interest. Looking at the problem, it says how much did she invest at each rate, so I'm not done yet. I do need to solve for x. And probably the easiest way is to use this equation right here. X equals 6,300 minus y. So I'll use that and say x equals 6,300 minus y, which we just solved, and it's 3,200. So 6,300 minus 3,200 would be 1,200. So then that means that 1,000... Oh goodness, that's not 1,000, it's... Phew, my brain's not working. 6 minus 3 is 1, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So 3,100. Let's try that again. $3,100 is invested at 10% interest. And now we have our complete answer solution.